Hello everyone, welcome to the online classes of biology for class 12th. Today we'll take up chapter 8, Human Health and Diseases, part 2. The subtopics are immunity, immune system, vaccination, allergy and autoimmunity. Now the learning objectives for the session. Immunity, types of immunity, two limbs of acquired immunity, types of acquired immunity, vaccination, immune system, allergy, and autoimmune diseases. That means after completion of the session, you will be able to understand all these topics in a better way. Let's start with the first subtopic, that is immunity. Immunity is the disease resistance power. Immunity, as you are able to see, is of two types, innate and acquired. Further on, the innate immunity can be attained by physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers and cytokine barriers. The second type of immunity, that is the acquired immunity, is further divided into two subtypes, active immunity and passive immunity. Let's discuss all these in a little detail. Innate immunity refers to all the defense elements with which an individual is born and is always available to protect the body. It is non-specific and it functions with the help of barriers. Barriers are of four types. Physical barrier. They include the skin and the mucus-coated epithelium of respiratory, gastrointestinal and urinogenital tract, where the mucus helps in trapping the microbes. Now the second type of barrier is physiological barrier. It includes acidity of the stomach, that is HCl present in the stomach, which kills the germs, lysozyme in saliva and tears, which prevent the microbial growth. Third type of barrier is cellular barrier. It includes the following specialized cells which phagocytose and destroy the microbes: natural killer lymphocytes, neutrophils, monocytes and macrophages are example of cellular barriers. Cytokine barriers, these are the interferons produced by the viral infected cells which protect the non-infected cells from viral infection. Now about the second type of immunity, that is acquired one. Acquired immunity refers to the immunity a person acquires after birth, either by directly encountering with the disease causing agent or by vaccination. It is a pathogen specific immunity and also called as adaptive immunity, and it is present only in the vertebrates. It do have memory. It has two limbs by which it functions in the body: humoral and the cell mediated immunity. Humoral or antibody mediated immunity consists of antibodies produced by B lymphocytes in response to the antigens and collectively called as immunoglobulins, and are of various types like IgA, IgD, IgE, IgM, IgG, etc. Each antibody has 4 polypeptide chains held together in the form of Y-shaped structure where the tips of the 2 upper arms bind to the antigens in a lock and key pattern to form antigen-antibody complex. 2 of the polypeptide chains are long and called heavy chains, while the other 2 are short and called light chains. All are held together with the help of disulfide bonds. Hence, the antibody is referred to as H2L2, as it is made up of 2 heavy chains and 2 light chains. The diagram of antibody is very important. Do prepare it for board exam. Now about the cell-mediated immunity. It is mediated by T lymphocytes. There are 2 groups of T lymphocytes, cytotoxic or killer T cells, which kill the specific target cells by a variety of mechanisms. Second group is helper T cells, which activates or induces the B cells to produce antibodies. T lymphocytes are also responsible for graft rejection during organ transplantation. Now in the figure we are able to see the diagram of antibody, as well as we are able to see how the antigen get attached to the antibody and get inactivated. Now about the acquired immunity. As I have already told you that it is of 2 types, active and passive. Let's discuss the difference between the two. It is also very important for exams. In active immunity, antibodies are developed by own cells in response to the antigens. It is called active as it is produced by the body as a response to the antigens. In passive immunity, antibodies are developed in other vertebrates in response to deliberate injection of antigen, and then the preformed antibodies are injected into a body. So it is termed as passive immunity as the body is not involved in the production of antibodies and the preformed antibodies are provided to a person to attain immunity. Active immunity takes time to develop. It stays for longer time period, while passive immunity, it responds faster, but it stays for short time period. Example of active immunity is vaccination, as by vaccination we develop immunity, and also immunity developed during natural infections. Example for passive immunity is immunity given to the infant by antibodies in colostrum and immunity given by tetanus antitoxin. Now the next topic is vaccination. Here the image is shown, which is showing a vaccine. Vaccine can be taken orally as well as by injection. Now about The vaccination and immunization. Vaccination is the process of introduction of weakened or inactivated pathogens or proteins, this is vaccine, into a person to provide protection against a disease. In simple word, we can say that introduction of vaccine into body is called as vaccination. Immunization is a process by which the body produces antibodies against the vaccine, that is the primary response, and develop the ability to neutralize pathogens during actual infection, that is the secondary response. The body becomes immune to that antigen or infection. It is based on the property called memory of the immune system. Vaccine generates antibodies that neutralizes the pathogen or toxin and also produces memory B cells and T cells, which recognizes the pathogen in subsequent encounters and produce antibodies. Now about the immune system. The immune system is involved in providing immunity to the body. It helps in recognizing the foreign molecules or antigens and respond to them and keep a memory of them. It also plays a important role in organ transplantation, allergic reactions and autoimmune diseases. Immune system consists of lymphoid organs, tissue, cells and molecules like antibodies. The lymphoid organs are the organs where the origin or maturation or proliferation of lymphocytes take place. Lymphoid organs can be classified into two groups: primary lymphoid organ and secondary lymphoid organ. Primary lymphoid organs are the sites where lymphocytes differentiate and mature to become antigen sensitive. Examples are bone marrow and thymus. In bone marrow, all blood cells including lymphocytes are produced and B lymphocytes matures. Thymus is a lobed organ located near the heart and beneath the breast or chest bone. It reduces as the age increases. T lymphocytes develop and matures in thymus. Now about the secondary lymphoid organs. It provides the site where lymphocytes interacts with the antigen and proliferate to become effector cells. Examples of secondary lymphoid organs are spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils and appendix. Here is a flowchart which is showing the immune system and its different components, the lymphoid organs and the primary and secondary lymphoid organs with their example. Here the image which is showing the immune system and the different part of immune system, the tonsils, thymus, spleen, lymph nodes, bone marrow. Here it is also mentioned that the keys to immune system's health is exercise, rest and nutrition. Now the next topic is allergy. Allergy is basically hypersensitivity of immune system to certain agents or substances. These substances are called allergens. Examples are dust mites, pollen grains, smoke, etc. The antibodies produced in response to allergen are IgE. The symptoms of allergy are sneezing, watery eyes, rashes, running nose, and even difficulty in breathing. These symptoms are produced due to release of histamine and serotonin from the mast cells. It is a very important point to learn. Drugs like antihistamine, adrenaline, and steroids quickly reduce the symptoms of allergy. Now there is an image which is showing the allergic reactions by skin contact, by injection, by ingestion, or by inhalation. So there are certain allergens which cause allergic reactions. Now, autoimmunity. It may come in 1-mark question. Autoimmune diseases are those disorders which are caused when the body's immune system goes off the track and start destroying cells and molecules. Example is rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. This is an image which is showing rheumatoid arthritis at a later stage. Now we have completed the session. I think all the learning objectives must be achieved by you. Thank you for the patient listening.